Good day, class. Welcome to Practical Research 2, and today we'll be having our new lesson, Formulating Research Topics and Research Title. Let us first discuss the factors to consider in choosing a research topic. Alam natin na hindi lahat ng topic na gusto natin ay pwede nating pag-aralan kaagad-agad. Ano nga ba muna yung mga factors o mga salik na dapat nating tingnan muna bago natin i-finalize yung ating pipiliing research topic and research title? The first is interest. The greater your interest in the research area, the more committed and dedicated you will be. Therefore, to avoid boredom and frustration along the way, select a research topic that you are passionate about. I think class, itong first factor ay hindi lamang applicable sa research but sa lahat ng bagay na ating ginagawa. Kapag yung bagay na ginagawa natin is something na hindi naman talaga tayo interesado, for sure magiging pabigat o burden sa atin ang gawaing ito. That's the reason why for our first factor, kailangan yung topic na ipopropose or isasuggest nyo o pipiliin nyo is something na talagang curious enough kayo. Ito yung tipong class na hindi kayo makakatulog unless malaman nyo yung sagot doon sa problema ng topic nyo. Yung mga ganong level na interesado kayo, na pati kayo excited sa magiging results, magiging resulta o outcome ng inyong paper. So, for the first factor, make sure interesado kayo sa topic na pipiliin nyo para at least hindi kayo mainip at hindi kayo madaling mapagod, magsawa sa ginagawa kasi nga that is something na related sa inyong interest or sa inyong mga kagustuhan. The second factor is alignment to track or strand. Ask yourself about the most interesting topics in your track or strand. Your track or strand is one of the factors to consider when choosing a research topic. Class, ano nga uli ang inyong track at ang inyong strand? Very good. Kayo ay TVL CBF. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan yung title or topic na pipiliin nyo is something na related dito sa track or strand na ito. Hindi nyo pwedeng pag-aralan yung about sa paglago ng halaman, no? Kasi ayun ay mas connected sa STEM. Hindi din naman pwedeng kung paano mag-operate ang isang computer kasi ayun ay pang CSS. Hindi naman din pwede about sa education kasi ito ay pang-UMS. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan kayong mamili ng topic mula sa mga pinag-aaralan nyo sa inyong mga major subjects. So, isa yung class sa mga paraan para makapag-isip tayo ng topic na related sa ating track or strand. Balikan nyo yung mga notes nyo sa major. Alin kaya yung mga topic dyan na may problema pa na pwede pa nating gawan ng research para at least mas mapadali yung mga ginagawa nyo doon sa mga activities na yon, no? Sa mga gawain niyo sa pagluluto, pagse-serve ng food, yan. Kung meron kayong mga topics about that na kailangang talagang pag-aralan pa, pwede niyong isuggest yan as your research topic or research title. So for the second, your research topic and title must be aligned to your track or strand. Our third consideration is time. Usually, your senior high school will have a specific duration by which you are expected to complete your study. This time will usually affect how deep you can explore a research topic. Class, ilang buwan na lang ba ang natitira para matapos natin ang buong school year na ito? By answering that, ayun na lamang yung oras na meron tayo para tayo ay makapag-aral o gawa ng ating mga research papers. Ibig sabihin lamang nito, yung topic na pipiliin nyo ay something na dapat abot pa ng ilang buwang meron tayo. Sapagkat kung hindi natin matatapos ang ating research, most likely hindi natin malalaman kung nasagutan ba yung problema na meron tayo sa ating research. With that, I want you to look and choose a topic na hindi naman ganun kalalim kasi limitadong oras na meron tayo. Something na may problema pa rin, align sa track and strand nyo, interesado kayo, pero at the same time, kakayanin ng oras na meron tayo para makapangalap ng datos at matapos yung ating buong papel o report. So, kung may mga topic kayo class na you are really curious enough na pag-aralan yun pero hindi talaga siya pwedeng pag-aralan ngayong academic year, pwede nyo pa rin itong aralin pero hindi na sa subject na practical research 2, most likely siguro in your own initiative na lang. Kumbaga, pag-aaral na hindi nyo na kailangang gumawa pa talaga ng formal paper. So, go lang, pag-aralan yon. Pero in our subject, make sure you consider the time. Something na makikita agad natin yung result, yung outcome before our school year ends. So the third factor is time. The fourth factor, class, is significance. Ask yourself what change on your chosen topic can bring to the world around you. Your preference should be a topic that can solve some problems in real life. Everyone enjoys reading a research paper that has a lot of practical implications. Yung pang-apat natin na factor, class, is significance, o sa Tagalog ay kahalagahan. Ano ba yung problema na meron tayo ngayon na masasabi natin kapag nasolusyonan natin ay magkakaroon ito ng malaking impact hindi lang sa'yo pero sa mga taong nakapaligid sa'yo. Kasi baka mamaya ang inaantay lang pala ng mga tao sa paligid mo is masolusyonan yung problema nila through your research. So with that, we contribute, we improve the quality of life kasi yung paper na meron tayo is something na mahalaga hindi lang sa'yo pero sa mga taong nakapalibot sa'yo. This will serve as your contribution to the community. Kung may madiscover kang panibagong mga strategies, o di kaya naman makaimbento ka ng panibagong product na related sa, let's say, pagluluto, puwedeng makapagbigay ito ng impact at magandang contribution, hindi lang sa'yo siyempre, pero sa community na meron ka. With that, we could say that your topic is something na significant sa mga tao na nakapaligid sa'yo at at the same time, sa mga tao na relevant doon sa pinag-aaralan mo. So, nakita natin dito, kahalagahan. So, the fourth consideration is significance. The fifth consideration is that your research title addresses a research gap. Choose a topic that you think can help you promise solutions to certain issues in a specific field of specialization. Some people enjoy writing on challenging topics that are also demanding the gaps that must be addressed in your surroundings. Research gap. Kapag sinabi nating research gap, class, yung word na gap sa Tagalog ito ay puwang o agwat. Kung may puwang o agwat pa, ibig sabihin meron pang nawawala in between. Kaya sa research, ang ibig sabihin ng research gap, ito yung mga topic o title na meron pang problema at kailangan pang hanapan ng solusyon para mapunan yung agwat na yon. So same thing goes, kailangan yung topic or title nyo ay may problema pa, meron pa dapat na gap. Kasi kung wala na yung gap, what is the sense of still considering it as your research title? Bakit pa natin pag-aaralan? Eh, matagal lang may solusyon, wala nang agwat. So, it's better to think of a topic na kailangan nating punan na ng solusyon. So, again, the fifth consideration is that your research title must have a problem. It should have a research gap. The sixth factor, which is the last, is method requirement. Make sure that you follow the required and the best method for your research topic or title. Remember, class, practical research too requires quantitative research method. So, ito na yung pinaka-final consideration natin na may mga topic kayo or title na maganda, something na interesting, aligned sa inyong track or strand, kaya ng oras, meron pang research gap, at the same time mahalaga, especially to the majority of the people in your community. Pero kung hindi naman ito quantitative, well, pwede nyo ipagpatuloy yan, pero hindi sa subject na ito. So, again, strictly, syempre, practical research to tayo, ibang research to, kaya ang kailangan talaga natin ay maging specific, no, particular sa method. Ano bang method? Ito ba ay quali or quanti? Kung ito ay quali, pwedeng ituloy, pero hindi sa subject natin. Pero kung ito ay pwedeng quanti, most likely, i-consider natin iyan kasi ayun naman talaga ang kailangan na research method sa practical research too. So once again, choose the appropriate and best method. Practical research to quantitative research methods. I have here an example, class, kung paano natin mako-convert ang research topic into research title. By the way, class, ano bang kinaibahan ng research topic at research title? Ang research topic, class, this is the broad idea. Ibig sabihin, ito yung isang particular na tema or sabihin nating particular na idea or concept na magmumula doon yung inyong research title. So para mas maintindihan natin ito, mas magandang ipakita ko kung paano natin ipapaliitin ang topic at gagawin itong title. So para mas maliwanagan tayo, ano bang ibig sabihin ng topic and title? I want you to pay attention on this illustration. So unang-unang kailangan natin gawin ay syempre piliin muna ang topic kasi ang title ay magmumula sa topic. So ang broad topic, example natin dito ay distance education. So as you can see, broad yan. Marami tayong pwedeng pag-aralan sa topic na distance education. But again, the first thing that you need to do is to first choose one particular research topic. Now, dahil ang ating topic ay distance education, papaliitin natin 'to para maging title, pwede nating itanong muna, meron bang iba't ibang klase ng distance education? Kasi kung meron, at least kailangan piliin natin alin lang yung type ang dapat nating pag-aralan. So, example natin dito, syempre, yes, merong specific type ang distance education. The first is modular and the second is online. So, meron pa nga tayong tinatawag na blended, no? Na kung saan face-to-face tapos may modular o kaya online, no? So, kumbaga hati yung way ng learning. So, ngayon, ang purpose lang nito is to specify the type. The first is modular and then the second is online. Ngayon, ano bang pipiliin nyo dyan, class? Ano ba yung gusto nyo pag-aralan sa dalawa? Parehas yang nakakabit at related sa distance education. Pero ask yourself, ano bang mas gusto nyo pag-aralan sa dalawa? O in my case, let's say, ang gusto kong pag-aralan is modular. Kung pinili ko si modular, automatically anything about online is ineneglect ko na. Hindi na siya part ng linya o part ng scope o lawak ng aking study. So, pwede ko pa siyang i-specify kung meron. Modular, meron pa bang iba't ibang klase ng modular? Kung meron, pwede nyo pang ilagay. Pero kung wala na, edi let's stay and let's stick with the term modular. Now, the third thing that I have to check is that ano gusto kong pag-aralan sa modular distance education? Ano bang gusto ko bang pag-aralan yung problema na na-encounter ng mga students about it o kaya puwedeng problema din na na-encounter ng mga teachers. Puwede ko rin pag-aralan diyan siguro yung gastos sa papel, 'di ba? So anything na nabanggit ko is related to modular pero the thing here is kailangan nating paliitin alin yung specific na problem yung gusto kong pag-aralan. Okay, alam ko na, as a teacher, gusto kong malaman effective kaya ang modular distance learning. So with that one, na-specify ko na siya from modular, kinabit ko na yung word na effectiveness. So dito, gusto kong malaman ngayon kung effective ba ang modular distance learning. Wala akong consideration or hindi ko isasama yung gastos, hindi ko na isasama siguro yung paano ba ginagawa, pero ang purpose ko lang is kung malaman kung effective ba ito o hindi. So mas naging specific ako. After that, ang fourth consideration na puwede kong, tingnan at puwede kong i-include is yung iba't ibang mga elements. Let's say participants, location, method, and context. Effectiveness of modular distance learning saan? Saang grade level? Public ba o private? Saang lugar? So, 'di ba ang daming mga elements tayong puwedeng ikabit. So, with that, we have to specify it. So, I'll come up with this particular title, Effectiveness of Modular Distance Learning in the New Normal, Perceptions of Selected STEM Students. So, nakita nyo class, no? From research topic na distance education down to this very particular research title. So, what you just need to do is to follow yung patterns na binigay ko. Again, choose a broad topic, specify the type of that particular broad topic, and then kung pwede nyo pa siyang i-specify, go lang. Pero kung hindi, the third thing that you need to do is to think of a problem. No? Anong problema na gusto nyong pag-aralan sa topic na yan? And then the last, you may opt to include other important elements, participants, location, method, and even the context kung ano pa yung gusto nyong idagdag doon. So, sa case na itong research title na ito, meron tayo ditong participants, STEM students lang. So, mas specific siya, hindi sa lahat ng grade level, hindi sa lahat ng track or strand, but pwedeng sa STEM students lang, grade 11 and grade 12. Okay? And then, again, ang topic natin is modular distance learning. Okay? So, I still have one example, but let's move to the next slide. Another example class ng research topic na ating paliliitin para maging research title is this illustration. So, mamimili uli ako ng topic at i-specify ko na rin kaagad. Gusto kong pag-aralan class yung health technology at then yung specific nito is yung e-consulta. Ayan, kung familiar kayo, yung e-konsulta para itong application na hindi mo na kailangan pumunta sa doctor physically by just having video conferencing sa doktor, mako-consult ka na or mache-check up ka na kaagad ng doktor. So, gusto kong pag-aralan itong topic na 'to. Then the second is, think of a problem to be solved. Ano kayang problema ang puwedeng masolusyunan ng e-konsulta? So, class, 'di ba napapansin natin na maraming mga hospital, yung mga pasyente nasa labas na, hindi na kasya sa loob kasi sobrang dami nila. Now, I want to know kung gagamit tayo ng e-konsulta, makakaapekto kaya ito doon sa pagbaba ng kaso ng hospital overcrowding? Ibig sabihin, pagbaba ng napakaraming taong bumibisita sa ospital to the point na hindi na nade-deliver ng mga doktor yung quality service. So with that, kung meron pa akong specific type pagdating sa hospital overcrowding o kaya sa e-konsulta, puwede nating ilagay. Pero kung wala na, let's just settle with the combination of the two. So, puwede kong i-combine yung two by combining them in a way na ipapakita ko na ito yung problema at the same time ito rin yung possible na solution. And I want to know kung gagana yung solution, kung kapag ginawa ko ba yung suggested solution ko, masosolusyunan yung problemang ilalagay ko. So, nakalagay diyan, ayan, e-konsulta as alternative solution for hospital overcrowding. Again, what's the solution? E-konsulta. Anong problema na isolve ng e-konsulta? Hospital overcrowding. So I combine the two. And then, to arrive at more specific research title, I can include other elements like participants, location, method, and context. And this is the topic na pwede natin i-consider or the title na pwede natin i-consider out of this research topic. E-konsulta, an alternative approach to managing overcrowding in public hospitals. So, nakita nyo class, once again, from research topic, naging mas maliit to at ito na yung ating naging research title. Or kung hindi man ito yung title, another title pa rin na related sa topic na ito is this one: Managing Public Hospital Overcrowding Through E-Consulta based on the perceptions of medical frontliners. At this point, mas naging maliwanag sa atin yung participants natin na ang i-include natin ay yung mga medical frontliners, mga doctors, mga nurses, and the like. So, we'll be asking them, nung gumamit ba tayo ng e-konsulta, nasolusyonan ba yung dami o yung paglobo ng bilang ng tao, no, sa loob ng hospital? So, through their perceptions, malalaman natin kung naging, solution talaga itong e-konsulta na ito. And now here are some of the guideline class na kailangan natin sundin sa pagsusunod ng ating research title. First, condense the paper's content in a few words. 10 to 20 words lang tayo, class. 10 to 20 important words. Kapag sumobra dyan, baka hindi na natin maintindihan yung kabuuan. So make it short and simple. Then second, write each word in full, no shortening if possible. So kung may mga acronym sa title, kung kaya natin i-full form, go. Pero kung sobrang haba na, at lalagpas na tayo sa 10 to 20 words, that is the only consideration na i-allow natin ang shortening. The third, include important words. Make sure na yung keywords and topics nyo nandun. Kung gusto nyo pag-alaran ang modular distance learning, dapat may term na modular distance learning doon kasi doon kayo humugot, di ba? Ayun yung pinaka pangunahing concept na meron ang inyong title. And then, the last, write completely and creatively. Pagandahin nyo kung pwede nyong lagyan pa ng mga catchphrase, ng konting mga familiar words na makakapag-attract and catch ng attention nila, then go. So, these are the guidelines, some of the guidelines in writing research title. For the recap class, these are the factors to consider on choosing a research topic. The first is interest, second is alignment, third is time, fourth is significance, fifth is gap, and the third is method. So I hope that when you are choosing a research topic, you consider these 6 factors. For your activity, this will also serve as your performance test. Number 1, form a group with 6 members each. So basically, ito po ay by group. As a group, look for one sample of research paper about any of the following topics: cookery, bread and pastry, and food and beverage services. Ang kailangan nyo lamang pong gawin ay maghanap ng isang research paper sa internet na related sa mga topic na to kahit sa isa lang, sa cookery, bread and pastry, and food and beverage services. Now, anong gagawin natin? Next slide. Now, what you need to do is to read that sample research paper. Make sure na mababasa ito ng lahat para lahat ay may understanding about it. After reading it, on one whole yellow pad, ito na, one submission na lang kayo sa isang buong grupo na. You have to write the research title and then the URL o yung website kung saan ito makikita. After that, you just need to fill out the table. So, meron tayo ditong factors at meron tayong discussion columns. Sa factors, ang kailangan nyo lang gawin dyan is mamili kung ito ay check or X. So, kung let's say yung topic na yon o yung title na yon is related sa interest nyo, check. Kung hindi naman X, paano kung iba-iba kayo ng answer? Consider kung ano yung sabi ng majority. Kasi one submission lang tayo per group. After that, you have to discuss and explain bakit check or bakit X. The date of submission is on October 10, 2023, Tuesday. That is your F2F. For your questions, just send me a PM or message me on our GC. Thank you and God bless.